Marhaba and welcome to our meeting. We're presenting to you today the entry plan for INFICON to the Middle East. Before we start our presentation, I would like to introduce the consultant of this entry plan, which are members of the Group 7, International Business. My name is Sami Sarhan and I will be your presenter today along with my colleague Vicky Lin. We will walk you through our presentation by highlighting key factors in designing an international entry plan that was developed by the team. To start with, we would like to introduce INFICON. INFICON is a Swiss-based manufacturing company, providing world-class instruments for gas analysis, measurement, and control. It is a publicly traded company on a Swiss stock exchange, and it has multiple manufacturing locations including Germany, USA, and Liechtenstein. As per the 2017 annual report, it has a net sales about $374 million and its EBITDA about $82 million, and it has about 1,028 employees. INFICON target market in instrumentations related to security and energy, refrigerations, air conditioning and automotive, general vacuum, and semi and vacuum coating. The SWOT analysis provided information about INFICON's strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and possible threats against it. We believe the strengths of INFICON are in multiple areas. Starting with R&D, the budget that was allocated in 2016 is about $27 million, and in 2017 was about $28 million. The portfolio of world-class instrument manufacturing that are essential to various applications: gas leak detections, in air conditioning, refrigerations, automotive, and we think also the strong brand image reflected in the market, capitalizing about $1.1 billion. As far as weaknesses, we see two things. First one is legislations and outstanding task assessment, which can increase companies' liability, and slow sales in Asia market based on the annual report. The opportunity within this SWOT analysis could be illustrated as digital evolutions and a spread of companies' applications in various industries, increased rate of urbanization, creating more need for INFICON instrumentation, global transitioning towards energy efficiency and optimizing energy loss. Finally, the main threats can be seen as global and political economical stability can hinder a global expansion. The toxic environment of INFICON applications makes it always vulnerable for questioning at any plant or location. Intellectual property violations by backward engineering of its product. In the industry analysis, we thought if we do a Porter 5 forces analysis will help to understand the industry analysis. Starting with the threat of substitution, considerably low. Number of substitutes in the industry driven by the nature of application and specialized niche technology. Buyer powers moderate within the industry since leak detection system prices are set by supply and demand on the open market. Supplier power very high due to relatively R&D cost. Threat of entrance low due to high startup and capital cost driven by specific industry capability and knowledge developed over timeline within a huge research and development. As far as competition, it is high. That is due to the multiple players in the industry, mainly international manufacturer such as Robin Air, Ritchie Engineering, AGAP Tech, and others. As far as international adaptation strategy, for INFICON to lead in the refrigerations leak detectors market in the Middle East, the driver for standardizations outweighed any requirement for local adaptations. That is due to three reasons: cost reductions across the corporates, improved planning and control across different business segments, ability to build global robust brand rapidly in customer perception. However, some adaptation driver still exist. For example, complying with the government regulation. This may differ from UAE and other Gulf countries. Specific customer needs, language, specific features in equipment display, and user manuals. As far as market entry strategy, INFICON seeks to expand its operation in the Middle East market, and therefore the strategic goal is defined to be market seeking. However, there are two fundamentals that defines where INFICON should enter the Middle East, those being the country and the site. There are numerous building blocks that makes up the foreigner market entry strategy. A few of those being logistics, timing of entry, mode of entry, such as establishing a subsidiary versus acquisition of a local company, and a marketing strategy. Based on those, an additional factor such as favorable micro and macroeconomic factor such as efficient banking infrastructures, political stability, and regulatory framework. We propose Dubai to be the regional headquarter for INFICON. The mode of entry is chosen to be tiered approach, through which market penetrations and initial customer base would be achieved through forming a mutually beneficial strategic alliance with a system integrator. Based on our research and personal experience of one of our colleagues, INFICON is chosen as a strategic alliance partner as they have a strong market presence and portfolio in the UAE. Once the target are achieved within 1 year, which we will explain more in detail in the next few slides, the second step would be is for INFICON to form a JV with a sleeping partner, a local Emiratis with strong ties to the government. This JV partnership, of course, comes with its own risks and rewards that we have to analyze. Whereas INFICON would be assuming most of the risk, a small proportions of financial risk in addition to responsibility of overcoming barriers to entry would rest upon the sleeping partner. As far as international productions, as INFICON currently has a manufacturing operations in USA, Europe, and China, covering a substantial portion of the globe. This analysis is carried out mainly to understand the need and feasibility of having a standalone manufacturing operation in UAE to cater for the Middle Eastern market. Based on the lectures notes in the International Business course, we developed a model and analyzed various factors against applicability in the UAE along with the rationale for our choices. This evaluation leaves us with the conclusion that while things such as transport costs would be reduced substantially, the customer preferences, manufacturing cost, availability of local factors of productions, and others do not present a favorable situation. Overall, the scale tilted in favor of utilizing an existing manufacturing facility in coordinated and efficient manner for Middle Eastern market. Hence, we are proposing an offshoring or subsidiary sourcing model for INFICON in the Middle East, whereby major component would be manufactured in one of the existing plants and transported in bulk to the UAE to be distributed via partners or system integrator. It is worth understanding the risks that are inherent to this model, such as timing lags, quality control, skill and efficiency of the order processing. Those risks would have to be monitored and mitigated to avoid issues at customers' end. One way to do it is to ensure that service technology and people work in a synchronized and a coordinated manner at all times. Finally, build, operate, transfer is deemed the most efficient and least risky methodology for INFICON operation in UAE, as manufacturing and testing would have to undergo a rigorous testing regime.
As far as international marketing, INFICON products are standard industry instruments. For that reason, INFICON will not have to tailor specific advertisement for the Middle East. Hence, third-level advertisement standardization will be adopted. One very important fact about doing business in the Middle East is participating in trade events can generate lots of businesses in the region. As such, INFICON should actively participate in major events in Dubai and Saudi Arabia. For example, INFICON should take part in the Big Five, as it is the biggest industry and construction event in the Middle East. For the global strategy, it is recommended for INFICON to establish a federal list setup. It will help INFICON to gain its position in the Middle Eastern market and maximize its local value add. Using IP's globalization model, we see that out of the 4 industry globalization drivers, the market driver is the main driver for INFICON due to common customer needs for leak detection products. Dubai is a major business center in the Middle East, and many multinational companies choose to set up their regional offices in Dubai. The local government has put in place policies that encourage business growth and foreign investment. It maintains liberal policies in terms of foreign exchange controls, visa policies, and import regulations. More importantly, Dubai has one of the lowest levels of violent crimes in the world and is politically stable. Dubai's banking system is strongly supported by the government, which offers competitive financing costs and high levels of liquidity, and it has an extensive legal framework which protects intellectual property rights and foreign investment ownerships. Lastly, there is minimal government and regulatory interventions, and most corporations in Dubai do not have to pay corporate tax. Therefore, Dubai is an ideal location for INFICON. INFICON focuses on 4 key markets: semiconductor and vacuum coating, emergency response and security, refrigeration and air conditioning, and general vacuum processes. Its sales are currently generated from 3 strategic regions: 47% in Asia Pacific, 27% in North America, and 26% in Europe. Considering that INFICON generates a majority of its sales from a handful of customers and its products are designed based on global standards, INFICON should consider adopting a global product division structure. This will allow for consolidation on a global basis, and INFICON can focus on increasing efficiency for each product. More importantly, it is simpler and easier to manage compared to a global matrix structure. INFICON's expansion strategy for the Middle Eastern market can also be supported under the global product division structure. Recommend INFICON to first focus on the leak detection products for district cooling usages. The products generally follow the European standards and will not require much modification or customization. The local subsidiary in Dubai will mainly focus on marketing and sales and should be led by a regional manager with local knowledge to strengthen the bond in business relationships. INFICON should adopt a tiered and measured approach when moving to the Middle East and Dubai. Because it plans to enter Middle East via Dubai and targeting its leak detection equipment for district cooling market, it is imperative that INFICON should find a partner first who could create a symbiotic relationship. We propose a 2-step approach. First, by entering into channel partner agreement with an automation and control company who is widely present in the district cooling industry in Dubai and the rest of the Middle East. One name that immediately came up was INFICON, which is a market leader in water and wastewater sector, especially in district cooling in Dubai, Qatar, and also Saudi Arabia. While testing the strategic logic for partnership fit, we found that it will be equally beneficial for INFICON because INFICON also is not in the leak detection business, and by entering into a channel partnership, INFICON can upsell its offerings. After testing the waters, building sales pipelines, and achieving sales target, the next step for INFICON will be to open an office in Dubai. We propose a unique way of doing that. Set up a subsidiary, but as a joint venture with a sleeping partner. And that sleeping partner should be a local influential Emirati who could later on be a coach and also make corporate door openings. In that setting, INFICON and other new channel partners will be developed to increase reach and depth. We have also adapted the global account managers model and applied it a little differently, keeping our localized needs and global structure in mind. 3 accounts have been selected, which are Empower, the world's largest district cooling company based in Dubai; Ashgal, Qatar's largest water company; and National Water Company of Saudi Arabia. Unlike a conventional global account, these companies are not transnational, but they are the biggest in the 3 richest Middle Eastern countries. Hence, we recommend having key account managers for each one of them that should act as global account managers. Since we're going to treat these accounts as global accounts due to their sheer size, business potential, strategic, and cultural fit definitions. The scoring is also done, and these 3 qualify for being global accounts.